This is Jody.
This is Liam.
Thank you to Adidas and Sports Scene for having us. We appreciate it. And this is the
Weekend Turn Up with Sports Scene.
I think for me, like personally, like something that sounded like Gqom was like probably around 2009, maybe. There was like sounds coming out in South Africa that sounded like Gqom, but it wasn't Gqom yet, if you can say it in that way.
The DJ lagged and just reformed and gave this whole new sound to it.
I think the first time I actually heard like the first proper Gqom track we heard was Ice Drop. I think that was around 2013. I think we were just in high school. We just also started like with DJ. Like obviously, like most people know, like Gqom comes out of Durban. It's been around for years now. Probably for more than 10 years already. Comes out of Durban. It came through Eastern Cape, and it came into Cape Town. When we started DJing, we weren't doing Gqom at all. We were doing electro house and like house sounds. So
around about 2016, 2017, we started, getting into the Gqom sound. We're like, this sounds dope. Like, let's just jump into it, man. Like,
and since then, like, that's all we've been doing for the last like four years. I also think like Gqom, like because like Cape Town is also like a party city, like it's natural for it to come through and just like
makes you move.
It just makes you move, man. The EP we did with Waka that went to Versace, the boiler rooms we played, there's only like been a select few Gqom DJs in South Africa that have played boiler room Gqom sets, if you think about it, and especially for us, like being in Cape Town and
bringing out the Cape Town scene.
And like also Gqom in Cape Town hasn't really, like the culture of Gqom in Cape Town, it hasn't been documented like that. So it's an honor for us to be also, and just to give like big ups to like all the originators, DJ Lag,
Sia, the DJ, Spukado, the DJ. There's so
many, like you can't really mention them all, but like even like DJ Sindo, all the female DJs also, like there's crazy, like there's gang female Gqom DJs also, like that also don't really get seen in the scene. I think we should also like be able to change that going forward. I also think like Gqom has evolved so much since like we've heard it. It's like from that time it was still like, it was very raw. It was like, if it was very deconstructed, minimal, like hard eating, distortion everywhere.
Personally, for me, I don't know if he agrees with me, but personally, I think the game changer for Gqom was the Soulmates and TNS's Club Controller. That reformed the entire Gqom scene.
Low-key, that's low-key, like, that was the sound that was in Cape Town already at the time. And I think also they also just changed, like they shook up the game. Also just Omunye also, if you think about it, like that's probably like the biggest Gqom track to date. Had the biggest impact.
True.
Okay. Cape Town's very own Boiler Room Valentine's Cape Town True Music, please welcome Surreal Sessions.
The way we grew up, like house music has been a big part, like of Cape Town and South Africa. Like if you think about it, where we made literally, we like Gqom, Amapiano, Kwaito even, are all like derivatives of house. It's different types of house, you know what I mean, that originated here. And obviously like house music was created in America by black people, so it just makes sense, like out of Africa there would be like different versions of it coming out. But I think also it's just a cultural thing, like in Cape Town, like specifically, like people love house music. people South African house is like like there's always like been like always been house like music everywhere since we've been growing up. Yeah, like that's like literally why we started making it, because we saw like the party culture here. Like that's why, like, even when Gqom started, Gqom is actually like it was started as a counterculture between like radio. They played it in clubs, every like normal house music, and they started something themselves, like kids from the townships and like from the ghettos. So like it's a counterculture to what was in the radio, what was big commercially, and they changed everything. That's why we can also say, like, also with like the coming up of I'm a Piano and things like that, like and this might be a controversial statement, but if Gqom didn't do what it did, I don't think I'm a Piano and
True. That's true.
or let's say
That's
if
true.
Kwaito didn't do what it did, then I don't think we would have had these genres right now.
Okay, first the production process. Kicks, your perks, your claps, your boxes, strings. You first have to get your drums like perfectly. You have to get that feel. You have to have that rhythm to it first before you can, like, you know, progress to synths and strings and stuff like that.
Like you even get Gqom tracks that are just drums.
The original.
Yeah, the original sound was just drums, most of it, and a drone.
random sounds.
And a drone, and maybe a low drone in the back, just giving it, just putting it, just filling up the pockets. You know what I mean? Also, like now it's become very like electronic sounding, also very synth heavy. So like,
Oh, that's the Cape Town scene.
even like even with people like Drega and Laz, them it's all very like, it's a lot of it sounds like there's another genre in South Africa also, it's called Afrotech. So it's very electronic. It's basically African techno. I'm not saying Gqom is African techno, but like it's very synth driven. Right now at the moment, very bass driven still. It's always been bass driven. But there's a lot of electronic basses coming in, not like just sub sounds, but like basses made for that specific use. I also think like just like also like the mixing and mastering process. Look, like if you want your Gqom song to bang, it has to have the kick has to hit. Like if the kick doesn't hit, it's
It has to hit you the first 5 seconds.
yeah, at least use that first 4 bars with the kick and the vox and the snares or whatever you put in to start in the track. It has to hit from the start. Like I think with the style we make, our stuff progresses more. So like say for every 30 seconds they get something added into it to make it bold, basically, to what's the word, the musical term, crescendo. I think that's a musical term for building tension and so forth. I don't know if I'm right, but but that's how the process goes. And to get it online, obviously, like marketing is vital. You have to use social media as a tool also. Getting it onto like distribution platforms, especially if you're independent and you do everything like we do. We've been self-managed. We've been doing everything ourselves. There's obviously been help and mentorship from other people in the industry. I don't want to name names. There's also too many names to mention. But I will like it's the I think for me personally, making the art isn't that hard, but getting it heard is the real hard part. And also there's no like really, I don't think there's really funding for independent artists at the moment, especially with COVID also. As DJs also, you don't have gigs. It's been hard, but you have to adapt and persevere if it's your passion and if it is what you want to do. That's the only thing you can do. Oh yeah. busy with some stuff, some visual stuff, more music, obviously. We're trying to get people to collab. Also, Pusiso, if you see this,
All letters.
yeah, it's in the email. But yeah, like I think also like with this pandemic, and we had to adapt like different ways of like also just generating funds from our music. I think also like a good platform for us for the last few months has been Bandcamp. So Bandcamp is also a streaming platform where you can buy and stream music. Sometimes you can the set price there isn't always a set price, so you can give you if you feel generous, you can couple that extra few dollars. But like it's all been about like even like the homies, we've been live streaming, trying to
make it.
I think also like with this lockdown, everyone has had time to create more. Like I told him also, like if you don't come out of this lockdown a better producer or artist, like then what have you done with that?
Yeah, what have you done
with that few months you had lumming at home? Also just like I don't know what I don't really know what's ahead. Like you can't predict the future. We've all seen it this year, but definitely more music. We've been trying to get visuals out, more gigs.
Definitely more.
Hopefully next year we can, if post-COVID, hopefully we can play some gigs out of the country, some festivals and stuff. Yeah, so like if you guys see this and you you know, just hit us up.
This is Surreal Sessions.
And this is the weekend turn up with Sports Scene, powered by Adidas. Bless up and much love. Stay safe, sanitize. And, yeah.